Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a beautiful day. If you're new here, hello, my name is Lara. I'm so happy to have you on my channel. Today I want to talk about something that I have been going through for some time now. Recently, I've been thinking about the decision that I made a few months back about ending my studies and quitting my master's degree at uni. I am feeling myself getting a bit submerged by feelings of doubt, of uncertainty, and as I am feeling this, I also have to take a moment to go back to where I was, and I came up with the 5 reasons why I quit uni in the first place, and kind of having to remember that. And I just feel like I need to share this because I don't know why. I think some of you might need to hear it if this is something that you're currently going through. Don't worry, I got you. And actually, it is really these 5 things that get me back to where I am supposed to be. These are the 5 reasons that make me want to push through this kind of particular stage that I'm in, and that fuel me to continue what I'm doing. It's also something that encourages me to continue doing what I love to do, which is essentially being alone in my room, sitting on my bed in front of my camera and just talking to you and sharing my experiences and what I am currently going through in life, and just have this conversation with people that I may or may not know now or ever. So if ever you're curious about what these 5 reasons are, I feel like they're going to resonate with a lot of people because I feel like it's kind of the obvious top 5. Then please keep on watching. The first reason is, I feel like, the most important one because it is essentially why you decide to pursue studies in the first place. The courses and classes in general just felt very underwhelming for me. I felt like the level of education was lower than what I was used to. I did a bachelor's degree in Rotterdam and I enjoyed it so much. Just the whole experience, not only at university, but the city in itself was so good. And actually to the point where I got a little R tattooed on myself. So you can imagine how amazing of a time that was. And also just the level of education was, to my standards, so good that now I found it a bit hard to lower my standards when it came to how I liked my classes being taught to me and just the overall energy of the university, if that makes sense. Also, something that really stood out to me was my lack of interest in general in everything that was happening, not only within the university itself, but also in my course. I just really didn't feel curious at all about what I was about to learn when I went to my classes, which is an absolutely red flag for me because I just felt always so thirsty for knowledge. I don't know if that makes sense. I just love knowing some trivia or just learning about things and having people teach me. So I really felt a huge gap between how I used to be and what I was experiencing now. So if I am going to uni and I'm not really interested, unfortunately, in what it is that I'm learning, why am I going in the first place? So I had to think about that. I had to put myself in that situation again and remember what it felt like when I was sitting in that auditorium and being like, oof, what am I doing here? Which is not that great of an experience when I think back on it, honestly. It really gives me an icky feeling. And all of this actually leads me to the second reason, which was, of course, if I am in this environment, which I don't really enjoy and I just don't feel my best in, of course I'm not going to be in the best energy, right? And so I found it really hard to make friends. I felt really out of place. I felt like I didn't fit in, and it is just not really normal for me. I think back to again, comparing to what I have previously been through. I remember that I used to have major social anxiety, that I was extremely shy when I started my bachelor's degree, and I still managed to make friends. So now, about 4 or 5 years later, when I am so much more comfortable in who I am as a person, I have worked a lot on myself and how I perceive myself. So how is it that now I still have some trouble making friends? It just honestly, everything felt really forced, and there was this huge resistance when it came to the whole university social atmosphere, and all my interactions felt so ungenuine, which is really bad to say out loud, I'll give you that, but I am just being so true right now. I am saying it exactly as it is, and I feel like a lot of people will resonate with this because it is a normal feeling. And unfortunately, all of this just led me to really feel alone in this. Emotionally, it was extremely hard and it really took its toll on my mental well-being, not gonna lie, until I decided to just quit. And it also just made me really feel sad about myself, which is not something that I want ever in my life. Which brings me to reason number 3, which is essentially I envisioned how my year was gonna go if I continued down that route, and it really just made me feel so anxious and like it was not worth it. It was just gonna be hard. Of course, I could have continued, I could have endured. I do have a very strong will, that I know. And at that particular moment, I decided that my mental well-being was more important than what I thought I should be doing. Also, the master's degree that I was doing was on 2 years, so I would have had to continue this for a year and a half. And honestly, that just felt like so much. I know that in reality, 1 year goes by so fast, half a year even more so. So I could have. It didn't feel right for me, and it still doesn't. So I'm very happy that I am making this video and that I am remembering all of this, because I need to get out of that little funk that I was in, and I already feel so much better than what I did at the beginning of this video. So this means that it's working, which I'm very happy about. Which then brings us to reason number 4. I imagined what my future would look like if I did in fact finish my studies and end up finding a work in that area, right? So in the art world, the cultural world, the work opportunities that I do have with my bachelor degree and the master's degree I would have had were kind of endless when it comes to what I was able to do and my capacities. The problem is that I did in fact have very bad past experiences the previous year, and I was doing an internship. It was just not what I thought it would be, and it ended up making me feel extremely disrespected, undervalued, and just generally unappreciated. And I really want to thank what happened to me, even if it wasn't very pleasant at that time, because I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today sitting here talking to you. I would have probably settled for a medium paying job, or not at all, because we all know that the art world doesn't really have that much funds. So I would have found a job that wasn't so bad, because of course, not everything is bad in any job. Let's not be under a big cloud here. I feel like it would have been so much less than what I aspire to achieve in life in general, and I would have put all my dreams on the side, and I would have just spent my life settling for something that was okay, because I don't mind the art world. Of course, it is something that inspires me and that I love and that I am passionate about, but working in that area didn't feel like what I wanted to pursue for my life goal. I would have settled out of comfort and just doing what everyone else was doing and what is considered the norm. So you have higher studies and then you end up working for someone. And I just always felt like I didn't want to work for people. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to create my own opportunities in life. It led me to actually take the bull by the horns, if that makes sense, and really push through and to really ask myself the right questions, to know and to realize where I wanted my life to head, and to do everything in my power to make it happen. And I know a lot of people will understand. Reason number 5 is that when I was debating this a few months back, when I was thinking, should I not quit? I wanted to be courageous enough to pursue something more, to want more, to be open about this, to also want something that is new and that can be so scary that I don't necessarily know what steps to take, but I'm willing to take them anyway. To not be scared to look foolish while doing it, or just to be wrong about some things, but to just try anyway. Does that make sense? And I also felt like it was very important for me to just work for something that I personally strive for. I know that not a lot of people will understand or are interested in what I want to pursue in my life and career, but it makes sense for me to do so. And it is something that brings me joy. And I do feel like, to some extent, it is truly what I am meant to be doing. And also, I decided to take a huge leap of faith in something that is so unsure as to what I'm doing right now. Whether or not I'm going to be able to have a community and to reach enough people, to have a wide audience, and to be able to make a living out of this. It is the most unsure thing I have ever done in my life, but because it does feel aligned, I am feeling a lot more at ease with my decision to quit my master's degree and to just focus on what makes me feel happy and fulfilled. Also, go back in time and kind of revisit these moments that are so important and that are pivotal in a life. I feel really happy that I had this little blues moment and that I took the time to settle within myself, and also to really pinpoint all these things, to really find out all the reasons in reality of what led me to make such a radical decision, which is to just cut my uni out of my life, which was pretty big at that time. I'm not gonna lie. But I am very happy that I did do it, because although it does bring a huge level of uncertainty in my life, it's okay to not be sure at the end of the day. As long as you take a bet on yourself, honestly, and you are your number one fan and you are your biggest supporter and you do not doubt, you can achieve anything. So essentially, I just took a huge bet on my future and on myself, and this is leading me to conquer doubt. Of course, it's normal to have these little feelings creep back in and just be like, are you sure? I feel like it's just the universe kind of testing me, or testing anyone in general, because I feel like this is a situation that can apply to multiple people in multiple different situations. And it's just about knowing, are you sure that this is what you want? Are you certain of your value, of what you want, of what you desire, of who you are, of who you want to become? I do believe truly that I made the right decision, and also that it is all about staying consistent and to not give up. And this, everyone, concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and that this was inspirational for you. If you liked it, please give it a like. It really helps the channel grow and it makes me just the happiest. Honestly, you have no idea. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of different type of content, which is really fun to do because I don't want to be just one person or do one style of videos. I just want to explore and try out so many new things. So if this is something that you like, then please subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. And I wish you a beautiful rest of the day, and I will see you next week. Bye!